Hey Conor, how's it going? So I'm going to take you through a stretch routine here. This is going to be stretch routine number 1. So just to follow along the sequence here, we're going to go through a numerous amount of stretches, okay, just to help you stretch out in between our sessions and in between your tables tennis sessions as well. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to come down onto the floor if you're standing now at the minute, or if you're already on the floor, perfect. I want you to try and get into this position, so it's a half kneeling position. Now, you can use some support if you need a bench to get into that position, side on, perfect, go for that. You can use a stick or anything where you feel I can hold on to that, and we're going to hold this position. So this is a half kneeling quad stretch. So into this position, you want your knees at 90 degrees, just like that. Okay, and we're going to hold this for 60 seconds. Now, what I want you to try and do, I want you to try and squeeze your glutes, so I'm just going to set the clock, so hopefully you're in it by now, and we're just going to set the clock, we're going to hold 60 seconds, and we're going to try and squeeze the glute here, pushing this hip forward. Hold on to anything you need to. And just breathe through it. Slow breaths between it. You can use something underneath your knee if it's too hard, if it feels too hard. You have your mats at home, so use those even. So just find it nice and comfortable. Keep holding that stretch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come out of that stretch, whatever way you like. Okay, from there we're going to do the opposite side. Alright, so turn around or switch over to the opposite knee into that half kneeling position again. Support yourself any way you need to, and we're going to hold this for 60 seconds. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Timer's on. Squeeze the glute. Push it forward, feel a nice stretch down along the quad. "25 seconds. Keep breathing through it. "10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax out of that. So come out of it nice and slowly, okay? And have your breather. So just as you're coming out of that position, I'm just gonna talk through our next one. It's gonna be a child pose. So we're gonna be down on our knees, okay? I'm gonna turn to the side so that you can see from side profile. So you're down on your knees, and then from here, we're just gonna sit back as firm as we can in that position. So we're just holding this for 60 seconds, okay? Just breathe out and sit back as much as you can, and just get your head as low as you can to the floor. Breathe through it, 15 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Just come out of that nice and slowly, whatever way works for you. And just as you are coming out of that position, we're going to set ourselves up. So we're going to go side on this time, okay? You can use a bench as support to put your elbows up on top. You need it for this one, okay? You might be able to do it on the ground, so see how you feel with this one. It's going to look like this. So it's an adductor stretch. So the adductors are the inside of your legs there, okay, on both sides. That's a muscle group called your adductors. So we're just going to get a stretch on those. So the position is going to look like this. So one leg out to the side, nice and straight, and then bent at the other side. So if you need a bench to support yourself, use that. If you need any support or any elevated surface, you can use that. So even an upright hold like this will work, where your hands are supported on something. Or if you want to make it a little bit more difficult, you can go down into it, as low as you can go yourself. And you're just going to get down low. You should feel a stretch in here. And if you sit back a little bit more, you'll feel it. Okay, so we're going to start this one in 10 seconds. And we're going to do 60 seconds on each side here. All right. Ready? We are on in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathe into it, in through the nose, out through the mouth. "20 seconds. And take your time coming out of this one. And we'll swap to the opposite side then after that. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So relax out of that. Whatever way is easiest for you to come out of. Bring the leg back in. Take your time. We're going to swap over now to the opposite side. So we will start in about 20 seconds. So just put the other leg out to the side, okay? Get that set up position. Again, support yourself if you need to. And we are going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Timer's on. Go as low as you want, or stay as upright if you feel that's all you have. We'll make sure we feel a stretch on the inside of the leg. Even sitting back a little bit from this upright position, we'll feel that stretch down along here. Breathe through it. Seconds. Keep breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And relax out of that. So bring that leg back in. Take your time as you come out of that one. And just breathe through it. Okay, so our next one, we're going to go back to our child pose hold, okay? Or that position, and we're going to actually do a rock back and forth. And we're going to do a rock for 60 seconds. So I'm just going to turn to the side so that you can see it. Again, we're on the floor, so you're on your mats. And from here, you're just going to get back as far as you can, and you're going to come forward as far as you can. So a nice small rock. So don't worry about coming too high up, because you need to support yourself there. So even just a small shallow rock, just like that. And each time you sit back, you're just trying to sit a little bit further back. Okay, so we're going to start in 10 seconds. We're going to do 60-second hold or rock back and forth. Okay, you ready? So let's start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rock back, small rocks. Each rock back, you're just trying to sit a little bit further back. "15 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Take your time coming out of that. So you can just sit onto the floor. Okay. So we're going to be taking our time sitting to the floor. Now our next one, we're going to do one for your hamstrings. Okay. Now you can do this supporting yourself against the wall at home or the frame of a doorway, sitting in between the doorway. It's our laying hamstring stretch. So it's going to look like this. So we lay flat, one leg straight or even a slight bend here, lift your other one, and you're going to try and hold this position. Now, if you find this hard, what you can do, you can use a strap or a belt to put around your legs, so you can bend your knee here like this, around, up, and you're going to pull with that strap toward yourself, okay? That's going to help you pull that hamstring into the position. So that's one way of doing it, okay? I'm going to show you the other way, which is up against the upright that I have here in the gym, or at home for yourself, you can do it in a doorway. So how it's going to look here, get side onto your doorway, up against the frame, and you're going to lift the leg up onto that frame, and then can you slide yourself into the position? Can you straighten that leg? And you're going to feel a nice stretch down along the hamstring and the calf. Okay? So whatever one is most comfortable for you, we'll do that. So I'm in this position here. If you're by a doorway, lovely, or if you're doing your one with a belt, give that a go. And what we'll do, we'll start in 20 seconds. So you can get yourself into the position there. Okay, so we're going to start in 10 seconds with our first hamstring hold. We're on in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're just holding that position. Breathe through it. Breathing through it. I want you to nearly try and push your heel into the frame now, so it increases the intensity of the stretch, and you're nearly trying to pull your toes back towards you as well. So you're trying to actively, the muscles, you're trying to use those to pull back and hold it out. It increases the stretch. Lovely. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax out of that. Take your time. Slide the leg down along the frame. Just shimmy yourself out. Okay? And then we're going to swap over. Okay? or if you're doing it side or laying flat, that's perfectly fine as well. So we're going to change over to your opposite leg, and we're going to start in 15 seconds. So we're going to put our leg up onto the frame if we're using that, or if you're using a belt to pull that into position. We get set up, and we are on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's hold that stretch for 60 seconds. Again, try and push your heel into the frame, helps intensify it. If you're using a strap, just try and pull it a little bit more on that. Okay, give me 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax out of that. Take your time coming out of it. Nice and slow, okay? So that is stretch routine number 1, okay? So we got some quads, we got a lower back stretch for yourself, and even hip flexor, that child pose is getting back in there. We got a hamstring stretch, and we got a rock and an adductor stretch there. So that's routine 1. Now, if you're feeling good and you want to continue to stretch, we're going to go into another sequence. So, or if you would like to have a break, now you can. That's one stretch, as I said, or one stretch routine. But if you feel good and want to continue into another block of stretching, here we go. So what we're going to need for the next one, we're going to need that bench of yours. So I'm just going to pull in a bench here. So I have a bench, I'm going to need a stick. So if you have a stick, broomstick, brush, snooker cue, whatever you have, alright, any kind of solid structure like that, just an upright pole, whatever it might be, okay, we need that as well. So we're just going to leave that off to the side. We don't need it straight away. Okay, so our first stretch, we're going to be sitting onto the bench, and we're going to pull our right leg up onto our left leg, okay? And I'm going to be in this seated stretch, or seated pigeon hold. So we're getting a stretch of your hip here. So you're going to keep your leg close up there. What I want you to try and do is push down on the leg that we're stretching, on the side that we're stretching. So the inside of my right knee, I'm going to be stretching. And I'm going to push down and lean into it. And I'm going to hold that for 60 seconds. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll start in 20 seconds. So if you'd like to sit onto the bench, pull that right leg up onto the left knee, okay? And then from here, we're gonna get that right hand onto the right knee and push down. Or it could be the elbow, your forearm, whatever it might be, and you're just leaning down into it. So lean forward as well, and we're gonna hold this for 60 seconds from now. Good man, 20 seconds done, just breathe through it. If you feel you can reach another little bit, do. Or if you need to create more pressure down on that, you can. If you feel it's too far out of reach, so stay in it. If you feel it is too far out of reach, what you can do is like use a block or something elevated and push down there as well. That would help. Hopefully we can do this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we relax out of that. Take your time. Alright. That's it. Just shake out the legs side to side. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to swap over. So let's get the left leg up onto the right knee. We're going to hold that position, hold that leg in place with one hand if you can, and then we're going to push down with the elbow. Lean into it as much as you can, whatever is kind of challenging for you or doable, let's keep it there. We want to feel a stretch in on that hip and the side of the glutes. So holding 45 more seconds. Seconds. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Lean into it another little bit. So you're trying to get deeper and deeper as you're breathing. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax out of that. So take your time. Again, just shake it out. Okay. Go knees out, knees in. Alright. Lift them up and down, just a march. If that feels what you need to do, even out to the side, lift it off the ground, just some hip moves. Okay, now our next one. I'm just going to turn the bench to the side so that you can see this. We're going to use a stick with this one. So, now you won't need to turn your bench to the side, you'll already be side onto it. Okay, it's just so that you can see it here on the video. So I want you to have your stick. We're going to grab that in hand, and then we're going to be down on the ground. So take your time getting down. If you can pull it by your mats or pull mats over to you to soften the pressure on the knees, do. And what we're going to do, we're going to have our grip shoulder width apart, okay? If it's too challenging, bring the grip in. That will help us, okay? But from here, I'm going to start with shoulder width apart. I'm going to go hands onto the bench. Like that, and then from here, I'm going to keep the elbows on the bench. I'm going to move the knees back a little bit, and what I'm trying to do is get my head down through my arms, okay, or as close to the ground as I can. So from here, we're going to do a 60-second hold. So let's try and get into that position. So we're going to do a 60-second hold in this. This is a shoulder stretch for you. Okay, let's start in 10 seconds. So we're going to have our grip, shoulder width apart, and then elbows are on the bench, and I'm just sitting back into it, and then I'm going to try and get my head through. Okay, you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As low as you can in it. If it's up here, that's fine. It's whatever you feel is stretching. We're going to develop this over time for you. And what helps to try and increase this stretch is trying to drive your elbows into the bench. That'll make it harder on your shoulders. So try and drive your elbows in there now. We're going to try and do another 20 seconds. Elbows into the bench, nice and hard. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back towards the bench, nice and easy. Bring the grip in on the stick. Take your time coming out of that. and that is your shoulder flexion stretch. A nice one as well for your lats. So see how it feels. Don't overstretch it, but see, can you get into that position? It'll help open up the chest a little bit. Again, you don't want to get it too uncomfortable, but try and feel out that stretch, okay? Especially this side for yourself. So again, see how it feels. If it's too much, leave it off, and you could even do a single-sided one, okay? So you could lean on it, just like that, out to the side, and just a twist like that. So if 2 hands is too much, you can do this one supported and see how that feels. Again, if you do need to support yourself, have an elevated surface here, or a kettlebell even there to hold on to, which will help you, or hold the bench like that. And you're just trying to stretch out here, all right? Hopefully that one works for you. See how it goes. If it's too much on the ground, you can also do this by the wall. And it's, or even a door frame. I'll show you here side on. So elbow against, and we're like that. Okay? Just stretching out there. Now again, see how it feels. If it is a standing one, do 60 seconds on each side. So good man, we're nearly there now. What we're going to do, we're going to move the stick out the way. Finish with that hold. Going to move the bench out the way. Okay, so what we're going to do now, our next stretch is going to be sideline quad stretch. Now, if you need to support yourself or use a weight that you might have at home, a kettlebell to support your foot or to lock your foot in place, let's say, or you can use the door frame as well, but it's your sideline, okay, quad stretch. So I want you to try and get the foot back, even if you can put your foot on the ground and try and open like that. Okay, so I want to try and feel a stretch here on the quad. If you need to lock something there or put a weight by your foot so that your foot can't move, or tuck your foot into the doorway, that's the one I want to do. So sideline, hold that, and you're trying to push the hip forward. Feel a nice stretch along here on your hip, front of the hip flexors, down all along the quad there as well, down to the knee. So let's hold that. We're going to do 60 seconds from now. Good man, Conor. 30 seconds. Breathe through it. See, can you push your hip forward more, or get the knee that we're stretching back behind you more? Breathe through it. Excellent stuff. We're going to go for another 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Take your time. We're going to swap over to the opposite side. So sideline on your opposite side. And then I want you to get into that position. So your left leg now, or whatever side you didn't stretch, tuck that foot behind you, support it on a kettlebell or the wall, wherever you might be, or even into the foot of the bench would help lock it in place. Anything that's secured, really. So the toes are secured against something. If you need to, we're going to try and stretch out that quad. 60 seconds. Okay, let's start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Try and push that hip forward. Try and feel a stretch down along the quad. 45 seconds. Breathe through it. Try and push further and further forward with your hip to increase the stretch on your quad. 30 seconds. Fifteen. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax out of that. Take your time coming out of that. Take your time sitting up. Okay. So our next one, we're going to do a thread the needle hold. So the position is a rotated position in that child pose that we done earlier. So it's going to look like this. So we're on all fours. I want you to sit back, okay? So hips are going to be back. And then from here, I want you to get your right hand and I just want you to reach through, okay? Again, if you need to support yourself on something, an elevated height here on this hand, possibly a bench, okay? Or any kettlebell even, would help that make a nice secure one, okay? See how you feel, but if you can do it on the floor, let's do it on the floor. And you're just gonna reach that hand through, and you're just gonna twist as much as you can and hold that position. I want you to try and hold 60 seconds on each side. Okay, so let's start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that position. Breathe through it. Twenty seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your time coming out of that. Alright, and then we're going to swap to the opposite side. So I'm just going to go front on so that you can see it. So again, let's change over to the opposite side as much as you can, rotate into it. And we're holding this. 15 seconds in. Good man, we've 15 seconds to go on this side. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your time coming out of that. Nice and easy. Alright. Well done. That's going to be a tough one for us, okay, because we're supporting ourselves as well. So if you do need an elevated surface, create one for yourself. It could be all something like that, and just focusing on the reach. Just some rotation work for you there. Okay, we have one more stretch, and it's going to be for our calves. So if you have some weight plates that you can stand on, if you're near some stairs, let's use those. Or if you don't have any surface that you can elevate your foot on, we're going to stand by the frame of the doorway and we're going to lift the toes up and pull into that position. Okay, so we're trying to create a nice stretch at the back of the calves and down the leg. Now, I'm going to grab a weight plate here so that I can demo a stretch on an elevated surface. So wherever you need to go for this, or whatever piece of equipment you need, let's grab it there now in the meantime. And we're going to come in and do 60 seconds on each leg. Okay, so on my elevated surface, I'm going to place it here, and you want to be able to hold on to something as well. So make sure you're close to, if it's on the stairs, it'll be on the banister, or if you have a stick, whatever it might be, just so that you're supported, that you can put more weight down through your heel and get a bigger stretch on your calf. So we're going to step up onto that elevated surface. We're going to go heel floating just off the edge, and then we're going to try and drop that heel to the ground. And we're going to hold that for 60 seconds. Okay, let's start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Through it. Give me 30 more seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax out of that. Come up onto that surface again, and we're going to change it over. So let's change over to the opposite leg. Float the heel off the back. Push the heel down as low as you can. Okay. If you find that whatever surface you're on, you can't push it down any more, that the floor is there, make the surface a little bit higher, or have a nice high step wherever you might be, and that will help you sink down into it another little bit. Okay, let's go for 60 seconds. I'm going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So hold on, drive that heel down, and even leaning forward into it as well will help intensify this stretch for you. Breathing through it. "20 seconds, Conor." Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come out of that nice and easy. Yeah, shake it out. And there we have it. If you would like to do one more on each side of those, you can. Make sure we're doing about 60 seconds on each. Get a nice big stretch there. So that's one more of the calf stretch. Everything else is okay with one of each. So there we have it. That is our stretch routine number 2. It's like a little mini block there. All in all, that was stretch routine 1 and 2 put together. If you feel you have the time, you will need about 40 to 50 minutes to get this all completed with the time of it, and by the time we talk through everything. But see how you go, alright? Use it when you're traveling, for your competitions, get a stretch, or maybe pick block 1 or pick block 2 for yourself and use that. If you can get it all done together, give it a go. I hope your body feels good right now after that, and let's keep the good thing going. Good man, Conor. Keep up the good work.